In this video, we'll see how to add custom fields in the shop page. So this is WooCommerce shop page. These two are custom field which I have added. So this is material type and this is manufacturing name. So these field can be found on the shop where you add your product. So this is where we add our product, and just below on the general tab you will see manufacturer custom field and material type custom field. So if I change and click on update, you'll see the changes getting reflected on the front end. Now if I refresh it, you will see the custom fields will get changed. Now you can simply make this material type just above price or place wherever you want. So we'll see how to change the location as well. So let's say I want to change the manufacturing custom field just below our tag. So with just one line of modification in the code, you will be able to achieve that. Now if I refresh, you'll find the manufacturing data will be just below your tags. So without wasting time, let's create this plugin. So the general idea of creating for adding this field is, first of all, we need to define the fields. So here the fields are manufacturer and material. So we need to define the field. Once it's defined, we have to attach a function to this save or the update button. So that's the second step. First we need to define the field. The second, we need to attach our added field into this update button once it's updated. And the third step is we need to display these fields somewhere over here in the shop page. So this is the three-step process that we are going to follow. Now let's create a plugin. So to create a plugin, let me just deactivate the old one so it doesn't conflict with us. So let me deactivate this. First thing, to create a plugin, we need to get into the plugins folder. So I'm going to get into the plugins folder. I have installed my WordPress locally. In the plugins folder, let me just name it as WooCommerce custom field 2, and I'll be creating a PHP file, Control N, Control S, and I'll be saving that file inside WooCommerce custom field 2.php. It's not agent, it's all files. Click all files and make it .php. And to know that it's actually a plugin, so to display it in this way, we have to say it to the WordPress that this is actually a plugin with the help of comment metadata. Let's pass that. So I'm just defining, this is the name of the plugin, and this is the description of the plugin, and this is the version of the plugin, and this is the author name. Click on save, and this is enough to make your plugin viewable on this particular page. So this is WooCommerce custom field 2. If I click on activate, what should happen? Now as I said, we are getting into the first step. The first step is actually defining the fields. So we need to define the field, and we need to say that these fields should be in the general tab. So WordPress has a hook, let's call that hook. So this is the hook that says I'm going to define a field and add it in the general tab. So this is general, so where this general is, so these are the tabs, and I want my field to be displayed under general. Let me just rename the function. And now I need to define the text field. To define a text field, WordPress has a function, and I have defined a function, and inside the function I'm calling a text field. So WordPress has a function that will render the HTML. So we need to give the ID. So this ID is required so that we can have this uniquely called when updating. We have added underscore. It's because we are making this variable as private, and this is the label where you see which you see here. I have removed it, that's why it's not showing up. This is the description, and again we are giving label, we are giving description tip, and we are giving the description itself. So here you will find a question mark where you will find the description tip. Now we need to add one more field for material type. Again, here it's the text field. There are many such options. We have a checkbox, we have radio button, we have text area, we have date, we have color, but we are simply choosing input field. So WP text input. Now this is enough to show our text field on the product page. Now let's wait till it get activated. Now if I refresh the product page, you'll find those two fields on the general tab. Now the second step is we need to call these with the help of ID and update. Once it get updated, we have render the HTML, but we need to write the code for saving as well. So let's do that. WordPress gives you a hook, and it is called process product object. WooCommerce admin process. So as the name says, process product object. So all the data which you give in the form of input field gets stored in the WordPress as object. So that's why it's saying process product object. So these are products with information. So product objects are created. So when you make the product object, add my function also, and in this function I need to retrieve these values. So these values, since it's in the form, we can access it with the help of post variable. We'll access these in the form of super global variable. I'll show in a minute. And this function will get triggered, and we have the object called product. As said, all the input field value, we can have access to it. Now we are checking whether the values is present or not. We can identify with the help of ID. So you can see we are passing the ID. If there is an ID, then use the product object, use the API function, helper function, you can say update post meta, and this is the ID, and this is the variable that we have in the form of text field. So we can access this with this help of post super global variable, and that's enough. Once we click on save, this will get saved. Let me just say if I click on update, the value should get saved, and on refresh you should also get the value displayed. Fine, that works. So this is tooltip which I was mentioning earlier. Now what we have is, we need to show our product in the front end. As of now it won't show up. So here there is a map which this particular website provides us, businessbloomer.com, where you will find a set of hooks. So this is a title, this is a price, this is the description, this is the card section, this is the featured image, these are the tags. So on every visible element that you see, it has a hook to it. So let's say this is the product page. Consider it's actually a product page. The hook is defined perfectly. So when the page starts, this hook is called. When the summary section is called, this hook is called. And this is called the summary section, WooCommerce single product summary. So right one is called WooCommerce single product summary. And if you want to add some of your added custom field, you can just link this hook with your custom field, which is what we are going to do right now. So this is short description. Just after that short description, if you want your custom field to display, just call this hook. Just above your variation select field, you want your custom field to display, you have to use this hook. Similarly, if you want the custom field to display after the variation drop down, you'll use this hook. And for the price, and similarly for all, if you want your custom field to be displayed after the button, you'll use this hook. So let's define a place. First, the manufacturer I want just below our short description, or you can say just above our cart. So we need to know where the cart is. Here we have cart, and just above our cart, commerce, after we'll use this hook and link our custom field to it. So let's do that. So I'm picking this hook. Let's pick this hook and attach it function, and this is the function that would get called. And now we need to fetch the value which we have stored in the custom field. We need to fetch that. So we can fetch it with the help of ID that we have passed. So this is ID. We are fetching it and displaying it in the form of paragraph, and where we are displaying it, over here. So let's see, we should get our material type just above our button. That works. So what if I want the button to be below the categories? So you need to find the category, and just below the category we need to use this hook and just place it. If you refresh it, you'll find the material type just below our categories. and after price I want the manufacturer field to show up. We'll use a hook. That hook will call a function, and that function will fetch the field by ID which we have used when defining the HTML, and we'll use the ID, fetch it with the help of uh, getter variable or getter API of product, and store it into a variable, and we'll use this variable to display it inside the paragraph, and we'll echo it in this place where we have mentioned. So if everything goes right, we should get our custom field just below our price. So if there is a way where we could add this just above the price and look for a little experiment. Yeah, there has to be some there we need to do some trial and error to make this work. There are some hooks that doesn't work, so it's up to you, and look for it. So that's it, the end of the tutorial. Meet you tomorrow with another hook.